Oh, that was a good night's sleep here, mate. That was another
lovely
great
hotel.
Great hotel. I'd love to. Actually, the prices in the summer are always remarkable. How affordable it is.
It is, but as you can see, it's quite empty, right? I mean, even though it's July, it's not crowded at all.
Yeah. So we're the 9th highest point in France, and as a city goes, or a village, I don't know, how big is Val d'Isère? I mean,
it's a few thousand people or more.
So this is the 9th highest place in France. Is it maybe 18, 19 degrees this morning?
Yeah, it's a bit chilly.
Yeah, but what a nice place to start a new day.
Let's have a coffee before we get to the...
Shall we go and check out what Val d'Isère looks like?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do that. My thought is coming to this second home ownership, right?
Yeah.
What are the realities of owning something here, renting it? What would you advise? How would you do it if it was for you?
So actually, I believe that one of the things people do not think about is all the admin and tax stuff you have to take care of. It's all in French, so you have to read French. This is quite funny because, you know, the French administration, you know them, Richard. Yeah. They used to not send you the letters until you're late, and then you have one letter with a fine. Yeah. Which is like quite threatening. Yeah. So you're like chilling in your a nice apartment in London or in your city, and then you have a nice letter which is very threatening with a 10% fine plus blah blah blah. This is not nice at all, and this is not what you want to get from your French property, which is supposed to be just fun and pleasure, right? Yeah, so there's a difference between clients with a rental income and clients without a rental income, right? Because clients that do not even rent the property, they have no one in France to talk about that. Yeah. And this is how they end up asking the notary or the estate agent. But the thing is, these people, they are not meant to solve these problems. No, for sure. And this is why we created a membership, which I believe should solve a lot of problems.
But how about somebody that's got, like, you know, an inheritance tax situation and is not going to rent? Is then an SEI a good idea?
That's fine. Yeah. And indeed, as soon as you do not rent it, you could buy with an SEI, depending on the situation. For example, we do it for American people that want to keep the inheritance tax out of France, right? Because the kids, they would not inherit from the property, but from shares.
From the shares of the company.
Yeah, exactly.
And especially if that happens after a certain amount of years, it can be completely inheritance tax free.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, look, these coffees.
Merci.
So, Géraud, picking back up on the cost of like buying here. So we established that we can give you advice or can give people advice on that, but on whether to set up an SEI. But what's it going to cost, do you think, tax-wise, to own a little apartment here?
Well, thing is,
what's the property tax and stuff?
No, first of all, we've got the stamp duties. Yeah. You know, the 7.5% you have to pay to the notary. Okay. Yeah. These are called frais de notaire.
Closing fees in American.
Yeah. Yeah. It's around 7.5%. Yep. And do not think that all of it is for the notary. No. A small part of it is for the notary. The rest is taxes. Yep. Right. Once you've bought your property, then you have the property tax foncière. Yeah. And the taxe d'habitation, which is like a second home tax, pretty much, right? The amount will be pretty much the same as the taxe foncière, and this one is to be paid in November each year.
And what do you reckon it would be here? Do you have an idea?
It's very complicated to give you an idea.
Because I pay for a massive house. I've got like a 12-bedroom house in the southwest of France, which is ridiculous. I bought for 200,000 euros. It's got X amount of acres, and I pay like 1,300 euros a year. You probably pay that a month in the US, by the way. So what would it be here? Do you think it's a lot more?
It depends on actually the amount of the property tax is based on the valeur cadastrale, like rental value of your property.
So here it's high.
Pretty much, yeah. But the thing is, it really depends on the location itself, because the property tax is actually collected by the city, by the département, by the région, right? So just to give you an idea, my office in Marseille is absolutely not in the best neighborhood in Marseille. And I still pay nearly 5,000 euros for 200 square meters,
Okay.
which is a lot. My house in Carry, Géraud, which is a very nice village, as you know, I pay half of it for a nice house by the sea. So, but because Carry is a very wealthy village.
Yeah.
Right, so it really depends on the location. Here, from my memory, in the Alps, chalet owners pay from 3,000 to 8,000 euros a year.
A year.
Yeah,
One.
and not to mention the wealth tax, of course.
That you
Yes.
can be applicable for net worth of property over 1.3 million.
1.3 million net of mortgage
Yeah.
for French properties. And again, in this case, if you start giving some of the property to your kids, for example,
Yeah.
then it will split
Okay.
the wealth tax. Let's say you and I, we own a 2 million apartment in
Yeah.
Val d'Isère. But if you own 1 million and I own 1 million, then we're not liable to wealth
But
tax.
it's maybe not as bad as people think, though. You know, the wealth tax. I mean,
No,
it
it's
doesn't.
not that bad.
So we could definitely give details of that. And maybe,
Well, it starts at 1.3 million and it's 0.5% of the value, then 1.5 to and 2.5 maximum.
and that can be found online as well. And we can
Of
put links to
course,
this.
of course, yeah. It's IFI, impôt sur la fortune immobilière.
Yeah.
That's a French wealth tax.
C'est quoi cette histoire, enfin l'histoire de votre café peut-être?
Alors, bonjour, je suis Claudine et je représente une 3e génération là au niveau de la ferme. C'est-à-dire que l'entreprise commence par une petite crèmerie qui est juste à côté et on a développé un petit café bistrot où on peut vous accueillir avec du fromage, des charcuteries, et des crêpes et galettes qui sont faites avec le lait de nos vaches en fait, puisqu'on est producteur.
Et vous, ça fait toute votre vie que vous êtes là.
Oui,
Et
oui,
justement,
je suis
vous
née.
disiez que nous, le but de notre chaîne, c'est de proposer aux gens de découvrir la France et voir où c'est qu'ils pourraient acheter peut-être une résidence secondaire. Et souvent, ils veulent savoir est-ce qu'ils seront le bienvenu ici dans...
Bien sûr, oh là là, nous, c'est international déjà depuis toute petite, je vois. Et puis les premiers à aimer le ski, ce sont les Anglais qui ont conquéri le ski. Et c'est les premiers à avoir mis les skis. Hein. Donc pour nous, c'est tout à fait normal.
Et pas que Val d'Isère, enfin il y a toutes les Alpes
dans
françaises.
Toutes les Alpes, ouais.
Parce que moi j'ai découvert hier Beaufort. J'ai adoré, c'est super sympa.
Ouais.
Enfin,
c'est typique.
Le village, moi vraiment, pour le coup, j'adore ce côté pas
authentique.
Le côté village autour de la montagne, mais pas station de ski. Alors est-ce que
Mais, voilà. Claudine, c'est quoi, ça fait quoi de vivre à Val d'Isère toute l'année?
De vivre, c'est une question, c'est tellement normal pour moi. On est né ici, on a fait du ski à l'âge de 2 ans. Dès qu'on pouvait marcher, on avait les skis aux pieds. Et moi, mes grands-parents, ils ont vu les premiers téléskis, les premiers câbles sur leur champ. Donc c'est l'évolution du village pour devenir station internationale.
Ouais.
Et en fait, on garde une âme, c'est la chance qu'on a, c'est qu'on a une église, on a des habitants à l'année, 1800 habitants on est à l'année, et on vit. Moi j'ai 2 garçons qui sont fans de ski, qui font de la compétition de ski, et c'est juste
et l'été
très
justement,
facile
c'est comment d'être là? Enfin, c'est super sympa.
C'est plus doux, c'est plus, c'est champêtre en fait, hein, les randonnées.
La saison commence quand et finit quand en été à Val d'Isère?
En été, mi-juin, enfin il y a le ski qui démarre. Là par exemple, mes enfants au club, ils ont commencé à skier le 16 juin.
Ah ouais.
Et donc en fait, ça dépend de l'ouverture du glacier.
À partir de quand?
Et ça ne s'arrête pas en fait.
Ah ouais.
On sort de la saison d'hiver, le mois de mai est jamais très très chaud.
D'accord.
On a un super mois de juin en principe, mais hier on avait la neige et avant-hier on avait tous les sommets
il neigeait, là
blancs. Ouais. À 2003 il neigeait, vous montiez au col, c'est tout blanc.
Oh bah oui.
Yeah, I mean, guys, look, this is Claudine's stall. She's just selling her fresh produce directly from the cows, literally a few meters away. It's such a nice thing to do, to get into these villages, meet local people, and it's all about the connection. And it's, you know, we just met somebody, they're so happy to share this moment with you guys as well. And so it's just lovely to show you how welcoming the communities are. So we're going to taste some cheese. Look at the saucisson as well. Wow. I think we could definitely spend some time in here. Look at all the conserve and stuff. It's all like authentic. So I'm not one to marry. So this is really interesting, guys. Even I, born and educated, raised in France, didn't know this. You should eat the crust of a cheese. And what Claudine was just saying is that's how you choose your husband. So
no,
the guy
your son-in-law.
Oh, your son-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy that doesn't eat the crust, which I just did, is you just really don't want them in your life, right? The guy that scratches it off, it's maybe an okay one, and the guy that eats it, that's the one to go for. So.
And I'm married, which is why I ate it.